Mr. Jennings, you the man. It's always a joy talking to you again. I mean, I tell you, every time I see you or every time I feel like I talk to you, you just come up with something new, man. You like a renaissance man.
And something like that, man. I try. Why not? I feel like, man, I try to have fun with everything I do. Anything I put my hand on, I try to turn it to gold. So, if you see me, shake my hand.
I hear you.
That's,
That
that's it.
you got a new project. I know a few things I want to talk to you, but the thing that's really in the spotlight, you have a new project. You took your love for gaming, took your love for music, and now you got a project out that you're gonna have everybody check out and listen to a little bit tomorrow and be out there. It's called Never Lost. First of all, I got to ask you, how did all this come about, and how long you guys been working on this, and all the particulars?
Yeah. So listen, I started in the esports space of most recent during COVID. Was stuck in a house playing video. My nephews are playing video games to the point it's getting on my nerves. And being a good uncle, they're talking trash about how bad they can beat me. So I'm like, you can't beat me in nothing. I don't care what it is. So I picked up the sticks and I figured out how to play, and it became fun. And I got acclimated to the community of esports, and I got involved with Twitch. Never heard of it before, and then I started seeing the true value that is behind the whole enterprise itself. Football, the NFL is a $14 billion annual revenuing uh, industry. The gaming community itself, it's over 210 billion. So took a step back. Let me rethink this. Okay, I'm gonna get involved. And also, it's a great networking opportunity, and majorly, most importantly, my heart is still for kids. I have a tremendous opportunity to mentor kids. Like, how many parents do you know? Well, one, let me just break this down. If a kid is at home on a Friday night at 10 p.m. in the house playing video games, he's not getting anybody pregnant and he's not in the streets. So just keep that in mind. Two, if your kid had an opportunity, think about this as a parent. The kids love playing video games, right?
Oh
And
yeah.
so to tell your kid, if you get honor roll, you get to play video games with Rashad Jennings. See, now I'm empowering, giving tools to parents and teachers and keeping kids clean from my house, just playing video games. Now this isn't my life. Clearly, y'all know my life is not built upon a video game. I'm about trying to be on the game versus being playing it. But it is a cool opportunity for me to be able to have on a headset and communicate with these guys and empower them and let them know what life is about and encourage them to go in the right direction. And I get to do that through a video game versus having to post something on Instagram and hope somebody see it. So it's really been a unique. And music, I love music. I think everybody think that they can do music. I'm one of them people that think they can do it too. I tell people all the time I'm a true like Forrest Gump, if you will. I just like trying stuff out, man. And sometimes I'm good at it. I didn't know I could dance. Heck, who would have thought? Right? I didn't know I could really play football. I didn't know I would become a New York Times bestseller. I just tried to write a book, see what happens. So here we go with albums, and this is the first volume. I love music, classical, rap, R&B, techno, country, like you name it. I love music. So volume one is hip hop. Volume two, probably will be country. Volume three, like I'm gonna keep coming out with different volumes of albums. So this is not a fling. This is something I'm actually going to get really good at, and start producing more music.
So, how long was the process to get where you are today? Because obviously, to put together, an album, I mean, it's not something that you can probably slap together like that. How long was the process?
Process, man, I think about 4 or 5 months. So what happened? So because I live in California, I'm working with 4 artists here in Lynchburg, one in Florida, and what we do is we meet over Zoom every single Sunday for an hour, and we throw out the beat. I give them a direction on what I'm hearing and what I want to hear. Right. I kind of ghostwrite a little bit sometimes, and I'm actually on two of the tracks. But mainly I'm out here. I'm Birdman and P Diddy in this thing, man. I'm making sure it's going where I wanted to go. There's no cuss words. There's no N words on the whole entire album. I'm proud of it. It's music that you can play around your kids. It's music that you can play at the club. It's music you can play in the gym, and you ain't gotta worry. Oh, do I have to mute? Nah, man. Play the music, shut up, and have a good time. So I'm proud of it. I truly am proud to say my name is a part of this.
How many tracks are on this first volume?
Nine tracks on the first volume. We got
Okay.
nine tracks. And we went through the process of we said no to more music. We had about 15. We narrowed it down to nine for this particular volume. We had a few big artists that we had an opportunity to work with. I just didn't want to do it yet because I didn't want to do the clout chasing and type of thing. So volume two, I will be working with some big artists. Can't wait to say those names. But I am the release party will be in Atlanta itself, Atlanta, Georgia, Morehouse College. They are having an esports tournament. The baby will be there. Lil Baby will be performing. Young DC Fly, myself, and a couple other guys, and my artists will be there performing as well. So it's cool to be able to bring some kids from Lynchburg to be on the stage next to the baby. And these are guys that actually, because excuse me,
That's all right.
my
Yeah, I
bad.
got
So I used to host open mic nights here every year.
you.
And we would have different artists come through, some musicians, some people would do jokes, comedians. Like it's an open mic, do what you do for a couple minutes. And these artists that I'm working with for the album actually came by my open mic night, and I liked them and I remembered them, and hit them up, and small world.
And the thing is, I mean, to merge the gaming and the music, because they almost kind of go hand in hand to me. It seems like when you have that, and you just said it before. This is an album. It's funny we call them albums now, even though CDs or even downloads or whatever. I'm old school, I guess. But to have it and it's kind of like your passion project, one of your passion projects where you said it, which was kind of something interesting. You said this is music that you can listen anywhere. Like there's no profanity, there's no N word, there's no derogatory stuff. Was that one of the biggest goals you wanted with this? Is something that everyone can listen to?
You're daggone right. Yes, 100%, man. Music is an element that allows people to connect. And it's a dialogue starter. And I want something to be positive worth talking about around the
Mhm.
table. And music has its way too, just because of the beat. If the beat is nice, man, you're gonna move. You can't help it. And subconsciously you start soaking in the lyrics. And for me, again, just never lost in itself. And we don't just say never lost. It's never lost. The reason why is because I can't lose, brother. Everything I do, I win legitimately, like figuratively and literally. Like I win. It's so much. And so I can't lose though, especially because God died on the cross for me and all the biggest battles have already been won. You know what I mean? When I'm gone, I'm gone and I know where I'm going. So I can't lose. And so it's an attitude as well within the organization and the lifestyle and the brand of Never Lost, that I actually have found a way to give a piece of my mental, how I think, and put that in an organization and a motto that people can have and put in their life. I'm again the overweight chubby kid, point 0.6 GPA, glasses, asthma, like fifth string running back in high school that became a New York Times bestseller, NFL starter, which means for 6 years I started in the NFL, which means I was one of 32 human beings on this universe, to winning Dancing with the Stars, to becoming a commencement speaker. Like all these things that actually happen I'm humbled by it, but I'm almost like, part of me feels, in order for a young man to really understand it can happen to him, I need to stop being humble. I need to stop being humble and realize, dog, I got something different, and I want to give it to somebody else so they can do it. And it just by just me saying, oh, it just happens. Oh, no, it don't just happen. Look, you get on your knees and you pray like it all depends on God. You get off of your knees and you work like it all depends on you. That's how you find your fate. It's not one or the other. You don't just work like it all depends on you. And you don't just pray like it all depends on him. You do both. In between, you'll find fate. There's no other way. And so this attitude, like, I'm so excited in watching everybody that's been a part, affiliated, part of the community, how energized they are when they wake up, man. And they run around screaming, never lost. It's a cool. I had students get A's on papers and be like, never lost, because they understanding is a mentality.
Well, first of all, I mean, kudos to you because, like I said, I've always had so much respect for you. My mom loves you because you play for the Giants. She's a Giants fan, so you remember that little video you cut. She loved it. We sent it to her. But uh, speaking of the NFL, I mean, obviously, next week is a big week. You're a Liberty guy, and then obviously the guy that everybody's talking about, Malik Willis. His life is going to change next Thursday. It's sort of a multi-layered question. When you look at the NFL and the NFL draft and what Malik Willis is about to embark on, when you look at that, first of all, I guess the question is, I'm sure you had a lot of conversations with him. I'm sure he's picked your brain about a lot of things, but how do you feel he will do in the NFL, considering the fact, I mean, hey, he's going to be drafted in the first round unless something crazy happens. But especially at a quarterback position, because the expectations at that quarterback role are so high. If you're drafted in the first round, the expectations are, hey, you got to come out the gate rolling. How do you feel he will handle everything? It seems like he's handled so much so well so far.
I think he'll be fine, honestly. He's a good kid, man. Yes, I had a chance to. I speak to him quite often. I took him out to eat about a month ago. We sat down, we had some wings, and I shared a lot of stories with him, and I saw him do this a lot. Huh. He was really soaking in everything. I'm playing connect the dots. I'm 37. I'm 37. He has never been in the NFL. I got a lot of experience on him, and so I was giving him not only NFL experience, not only graduating from Liberty University experience, not only a believer experience, a NFL player rep experience, somebody that contracted his own contract experiences, like celebrity experience. I'm giving him so much information to him because it's not for me, right? What I've been able to accomplish. I feel like I'm supposed to be sharing with people, and so he has that opportunity to go well further than I ever did, right? And I just wanted to help put some energy in his battery. He's a humble kid. He wants to be good more than anything else. He doesn't. It's not for him. Of course, everybody wants to be wealthy, right? But his energy and drive is to be the best quarterback he can be. And the aftermath of that is all the financial, all everything else starts to chase you once you have a focal on what you want to be successful at. I think he's going to be well. I think he's going to do well. I'm anxious to see which team he lands with, what style of play they're going to try to have him play. His tangibilities are there. His effort's going to be there 100%. His leadership will be there. He will get pressed in a different way than he's ever been pressed in his life because he's going to be around the best athletes ever in the world in one little circle. And I'm curious to see how the pressure he handles after the restart. Like right now is a wave of high. It's more of a ceremony of your accomplishments at this point. But soon as that draft happened, you just another guy again. At first round, second, all the way down to free agency, man. You just another guy to everybody else that's a pro. You're going into locker rooms that these men have. These men are fathers, got kids, got. They don't care about none of that stuff you talking about. You got to come out here and ball and perform. Now that's a different type of challenge that I think he will be fine with, because I'm pretty sure he has some great people in his corner that's going to be able to mentally encourage him from that vantage point. That will be the hardest task I think he will have. It won't be the X's and O's. It won't be the skill set. It will be the mindset and how to handle leadership in a new position, in life. And that's where you are around grown men. That's a different thing to lead, man. But I think he'll be fine.
Obviously, looking back at your draft experience, you were a seventh round pick, which I think I'm assuming that you were probably picked on, and I remember right, you were picked the second or third day. Is that about right? Seventh round is
Yeah.
usually right around there.
So yep, and Mel Kiper's top ticker. He keeps it. I was the top guy for a third round all the way to the seventh. I was the number one most available player for 5 rounds. I don't know what happened.
And the thing is, you know, you look at your career. I mean, first of all, to have the career you had in the NFL, and then you parlayed that to other things. You mentioned the fact, okay, I played in the NFL for 6 years. I was on Dancing with the Stars. I was, a best-selling author. I mean, and you coming out with the music and the gaming and all that. Now, here's the thing. I mean, yeah, you've been humble. You can have the big head, and to a degree, you're just letting everybody know, hey, you still got to go out there and do that. But the thing that I enjoy what you do, and this is just from my perspective more than anything else, is how you give back every year. Because typically, guys, that had the level of success that you've had, yeah, early on in their career, they'll give back, but then they kind of segue to other things, and that's fine. That's life drags you different directions. But every single year, you give back to the community, and that's a passion that you have. And I just want to tell you personally, I think that is awesome that you do that every year. You have your camp every year. You do everything, you give back, and it just seems like it's heaven sent, and it's just a blessing. And I just want to personally tell you, thank you for doing that because, not a lot of guys would do that. I just want to personally tell you that.
Man, I really appreciate that. Like truly, it's funny. You do wonder sometimes, not for like me or anything, but you do wonder if people appreciate which giving back. So I accept. I don't take anything anybody says to me, man, lightly. I tell you, this is why I have this theory that every single human being, their voice and opinion represents a million. So when you speak to me, I don't even hear just you. I see an army of a million people behind you saying the exact same things. So then, therefore, it keeps me settled in whoever I'm speaking with.
Mhm.
What they're saying matters because there's a million people screaming the same thing behind them, whether it's good or bad. I consider it. And so I just want to say I thank you for sharing that, man. A lot of times, we don't want to give people flowers until it's too late for them to smell them.
Right.
So thank you,
Okay.
sincerely, man. And I look forward to, we just the COVID kind of set everything back from legalities and doing anything public
Right.
and. But yes, look forward to getting those the 180 weekend reoccurring again very soon.
One other thing too, I forgot this. You played for the Raiders. My sister's a Raiders fan too, so you kind of got my oldest sister covered, and then my mom, the Giants, of course, that all that. But do you? And to be honest, and I'm not saying this to say this because I like I said, I love you to death. I think the world of you, but Rashad, but do you, as crazy as your career has been, and I'm surprised this hasn't been approached yet, and I could see it happening, and maybe I'm speaking it to existence. I could see you having, the NFL Network. They do a football life. If there's ever a person that could have a football life documentary done on, it's you. And again, I'm not saying that to be saying it, because look what you've done. I mean, I mean, heck, you weren't the great. You said hey, I weren't the greatest student in the world, but we turned it around that way, and we did all these things. If there was ever a poster child for a football life, you're the guy. And maybe they're working on, maybe you know something. I don't know. I probably need to call someone up over the NFL. Hey, you need, look at all this. Hey, Dance with the Stars, bestseller. The documentary writes itself, and I know they work on it for a year or whatever. But I mean, throwing it out there.
Hey man, listen, I'm here for it. They do bring me in to speak from, there's tiers of successes in the NFL, right?
Right.
You got your guys that are out there getting paid, you know, big money. Like Malik about to get paid. You know what I mean? And then you got guys in the league that are they got some good money.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got some guys that just kind of like made the borderline, which is still a lot of good money,
Oh
right?
yeah.
The minimum is, I think it's up to like 450K a year now. It's the league minimum,
Wow.
450K. Uncle Sam chop half of that. No, you know how it go. But my point is, my I told Malik this. I said, Malik, look at me in the eyes, man. I want you to know this. I was a 7th round draft pick. My signing bonus was $26,000. And I said, I retired after 8 years, and I'm financially stable for the rest of my life.
Mm.
And I said, so if I ever hear something about you not having money, we fighting. You hear what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
We fighting. As soon as I see you, I'm not even gonna ask nothing. Just start swinging. Um,
It's.
because
I'll ask you something. I'm sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead.
oh no, you fine, man. I was just saying that I've been asked on Forbes. I've done some Forbes spots where they was asked me about how I financially structured everything, and how was it that a 7th round draft pick was able to be financially stable when you've seen first rounders run out of money. And I tell them, look, man, everybody ain't from Forest, Virginia. We don't need nothing but good food. That's all I care about, man. As long as I got good food, I don't give a dang about nothing else. I figure it out. Give me good food, you know what I mean? Give me a nice barber and good people, and I'll figure the rest out.
So, did you when you were when they had the rookie symposiums? I'm sure one of the biggest things was how to manage your money and all that. And you're right, you're a 7th round pick, but think about this. All right. So let me throw this out there, and I ain't trying to get into your wallet or nothing because that's none of my business. But is it safe to say if we're looking at the Monopoly board, you're kind of on that street with the green and blue, like Boardwalk Park Place or North Carolina? You're on that side of the street, or are you kind of maybe on the red and yellow properties? I ain't trying to get in your wallet, but I'm thinking you're kind of on that side of the board. Whereas, guys like me, I'm still on Baltic and Mediterranean and Orient. What have you.
Oh, yeah. See, now it depends. See, now, like, so depends on who we comparing to. It's something that, what's my guy's name said? Oh man, his name's slipping my mind right now. What are the Sharks?
Oh, you talking about Damon John?
Damon John said,
Or
he's yeah, he said something that was pretty funny. He said, I don't care who you are, um, you know, if you compare if Elon Musk compared himself to Mark Cuban, if Elon Musk woke up in the morning with Mark Cuban's bank account, Elon Musk is gonna have a heart attack. And if Mark Cuban woke up with uh, you know, He talking about Johnson. If he woke up with his bank account, Mark Cuban gonna flip. And if Johnson woke up with my bank account, he gonna flip. And like so, at the end of the day, you're always gonna find somebody that got a bigger winky and a bigger bank account than you.
Right.
So it's about how you manage and handle what you got, right? Is what he was saying.
Right.
And so I am financially stable, for sure. But and it's more so, even more so. I have the ability to create. So I've always been this way. So money never changed me. It maximized who I was. I am the type of person that parks right outside of a store. But when I was in high school, I would park right outside of a store because I didn't really at the time like walking far.
Hmm.
And so, I get drafted and I still park right outside the car. It's not because of the money. It's because I park outside the car, by the store. I don't want to walk too far. Money had nothing to do with it. Money doesn't always change people at all, right? It maximizes who they already are. And so who I am is an inquisitive person, so I'm more inquisitive. I like to structure how, because I don't like working for anybody. I never have. Worked when I was 16 because I wanted to buy my mom a nice gift. So I got a job, I worked, and I didn't like working for somebody because I thought they were crazy. So I had to make some hard decisions like, yo, well, you're gonna have to work for somebody if you don't figure out how to do it on your own. I was like, glad you told me that. I'm gonna figure it out. Because I sincerely I don't like answering to bosses, man. It's quite annoying. But like in I that's me. So and my little nephew's like that. He's like, Rashad, man, oh man, I gotta go to work, blah, 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 blah. I was like, yeah, me, I had to too. I said, do you like working? He said, heck no. I said, well, then that means if you don't like working, that means you gotta work 10 times harder. So it's the worst thing ever. Like work ethic is something spoken about because it's a cute bow, but nobody really has taught somebody how to do it. Like networking. I've spoke about this at the last public speaking event I did, and it was at a random that I brought this up. I was at Men's Magazine, Men Health Magazine. They brought me in and was talking to everybody, asked me to talk about racism and all kind of good stuff. And it led me down to, at some point we talked about opportunity for network. And I told the kids that was in there, I said, listen, guys, one of the secrets I've learned how to do is network. Um, but nobody showed me the playbook of how to do it. They just told me to do it. They just said, hey, go network. That's like me telling you, hey, go to the gym and work out. Man, do you know how many pieces of equipment in that gym? What do you mean go work out? Where's the playbook on how to work out? Show me. I'm a football player, right? I'm really good at it. Give me the playbook. Give me the workout plan. I go to the gym and do it now on my own. I'm good. Trust me. Just show it to me. But nobody showed me, hey, Rashad, this is how you network. They just say, do it. Nobody tells you, they just tell you, work hard. They don't show you how to really do it. Right. And so you got to learn how to work hard, not just say it. And that's what everybody's really good at, is saying. That's sad. But actually, it's not sad. I'm glad a lot of people don't know how, because if they did, I wouldn't have been able to be in the positions I am. So I'm actually thankful for a lot of lazy people, believe it or not. Like, seriously, I encourage people. I'm going to try to encourage people not to be lazy, but as soon as I'm done talking to them, I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of glad, because if they weren't, they probably would have my stuff. So, you know, you make a lot of people make success off people's mistakes. I did. You miss a tackle, I'm successful. That's your mistake. People make money off people's mistakes all the time. You parked illegally, that's a mistake, money. You know what I mean? Mistakes. People make money off people's mistakes all day long. So minimizing your mistakes, and like I could get on I could spill a whole brand new book within 30 minutes of talking about all kind of different chapters of life, man. So, but
Yeah.
I try to encourage as many people as I can to put them in the driver's seat of their own life, right? That's a difficult thing to do. Sometimes that seat is uncomfortable, but to be in a driver's seat means that you do not blame anybody. You do not make excuses. You take ownership of responsibility over your decisions and your outcomes as well. And that's a powerful thing. The more responsible, I wish it was a statue of responsibility more so than a statue of liberty, but that's just me. And that's my house. I'll run. So take that for what it's worth.
You know what? I think we could sit here. We could probably talk for hours, but your schedule is tight, like Mark Cuban's wallet or something.
Yeah.
But I just want to tell you again, I appreciate you giving me the time, and I'm looking forward to listening to your album. Never. Is how you say never lost. Is how
Yes,
you say it?
sir.
Because I just want to
That's
make
it.
sure, because I want to do right by it, so I don't want to come out and be like never lost. No, you got to bring it.
Right. Never lost.
What's on the Rock shirt? Dwayne the Rock Johnson. Bring it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
That's right, man.
congratulations. Also, one other quick thing, and I could see this too. I could see you doing a show, but I'm hearing that Cece told me that you are, looking at house flipping now, which hey, there's shows on there, people flipping houses. Are we gonna see you on a house flipping show where you're gonna have your own little show on what is it, the network that does that stuff? I forget.
Oh, HGTV?
Yes, that's right. Can we see you on
Yeah.
HGTV? Because hey, you got the name, you got the brand, RJ's Flip or something like that, something catchy.
So check this out, man. I'm meeting with NBC tomorrow, and I have a meeting with Hulu and HGTV. So I'll let you hometown. So I'm gonna tell y'all how it really happened before it happens, and then it's like, well, how did that happen? I'm gonna tell you right now. So I got a special lady,
Mhm.
and me being a good guy, so I watch what she likes to watch on TVs
Mhm.
from time to time. I don't even watch TV. I tell her, why don't you want to watch TV? I'm too busy trying to be on it. So she loves, and she's in the Navy. She's a shear instructor. She's a bad A. She don't be playing around. She's the lady that you will find with uh, high heels, a glass of wine at Home Depot, driving a truck. That's her. Beautiful. I don't know how. God told me He won't done with me. I'll tell you that. He
You
was
know
like, I got
what?
one
You
for
know
you.
what? Rashad. I outkicked my coverage, and so you outkicked yours too, I'm sure.
Yeah, I kicked that thing real good. And so she likes watching HGTV. So being a good guy, see it on TV. All right, I'm gonna come cuddle you, and we're gonna watch HGTV. Now the thing about these shows are at the very beginning of the show, here's an ugly house.
Mhm.
About 30, 40 minutes later, boom, here's a beautiful house. Next episode, same thing. Here's an ugly house. You just wait right there 40 minutes. Boom, beautiful. And so to me, I'm like, man, it really ain't no storyline. I know exactly what's gonna happen every time.
Mhm.
Here's a house that don't look good. Boom, boom. Here's a house that looks good.
Mhm.
So I got annoyed watching this, and I went upstairs and wrote a show concept. And I wrote the show concept about I do DIY, meaning is double entendre, meaning I do DIY, like I do DIY, and I do DIYs in couples. So the idea of it is, who would not want to sit back and watch at the time when Kanye West and Kim Kardashian were an item? Who wouldn't want to watch them to build not a house but a home together? Could you imagine watching Kanye with a sledgehammer actually building? You know what I mean? Having a general contractor there just in case stuff goes south, but having Kim take down drywall, like you have to build your own home, and watching the couple's relationship through that decision making and all that, like now I'm in. Now it's not only here's a not so good house and here's a beautiful house. It's here's let me be entertained throughout this duration of this relationship. How they gonna do this together? This is funny. Now, that's what they're loving, and I'll be the first one. Obviously, I'll be the EP. I'm executive producer on it. I'm doing a lot of stuff behind the cameras these days, man. I got about 7 different shows and 2 movies that I'm behind. I'm just been so COVID, right? I took this time to because of COVID. I unplugged for 1 year solid. My father passed away in the beginning of it, not because of COVID. He went peacefully, and so I just unplugged completely, and I replugged back in. I moved to LA to find my space in the entertainment space. And COVID shut down all my meetings. I had some stuff set up with Aquaman, Jason Momoa. We had a whole show we was about to do together, and like tons of stuff just shut down. It's like, no problem. Cool. That's when I was able to find my lady during that time. So now fast forward, COVID's finally lifted up. You know, you can fly on planes without masks and stuff. So now it's time for me to get back going. So yes, you'll see me popping up and appearing all over the place. I tell people, man, it sounds crazy, and it should sound crazy, but I plan to become a billionaire at some point. And once I do, I'm gonna be able to do a lot more. So a lot more charity, a lot more giving, a lot more philanthropic work. Like that's the reason why I want to become that, because I feel, and I say this, and it maybe I shouldn't feel this way, but I do. I feel like if I have all the information that everybody does in the same room that I do, I make the better decision.
I tell you, I'm so proud of you. And you know, like I said, the first day I saw you, first day we met over at Liberty for your camp, and I said, you know, this is you. You know what? I guess to use what was it? Lori Grenier said, you know, if something's a hero or a zero, and you're definitely a hero. And you know, I wasn't surprised. This is my final question. And again, thank you, Rashad, for giving me this time. My final question is, do you feel that with all the things you've done, like for instance, obviously, you know, NFL career, Dancing with the Stars, the books and the music stuff, do you feel that with all the success you've had, that's kind of opened these doors to where you can get a meeting with HGTV or Hulu or NBC? Because people say, oh, he won Dancing with the Stars. Oh, he was an NFL guy. Oh, he did all these things. I'm sure that that kind of opened the door to get you these meetings. Because if you're just someone else, like if it was say me doing that, it'd be like, yeah, Jermaine Farrell, no, we never heard of him. But I'm sure this fame and success you've had has opened a bunch of doors.
I would say that it definitely has allowed people to know who I am. Yes, I do know that it plays a role without a doubt. I will say this to that though. When you say Dancing with the Stars, because I've thought about this, man. Like you're speaking to somebody who wanted to study, go into school to become a philosopher and study psychology and sociology because got his master's of humanities and a desire to be a marriage counselor. Like, so I look at everything. I've really thought about this thing that you just asked me before. Like, yo, what's the reason? It's Dancing with the Stars. Let me give you the list of football players that's done it. This is gonna blow your mind. Mm-hmm. Emmitt Smith, Deion Sanders, Megatron, Jerry Rice, Warren Sapp, Antonio Brown, Michael Irvin, Rashad Jennings. They all have gold jackets, man, and will, for those who aren't yet, have, bro, Terrell Owens, mm-hmm. Rashad Jennings. Tell me what don't match. My name is always beside people that are, check this out. The 2026, it's 26, 2016 commencement speaker at Liberty University, Rashad Jennings. 2017, Donald Trump. Why is my name always so close to so many people that are way bigger than me? See, then I started to think, people, is it the fame? Makes me think. No, it's not. What it is a presence, an energy, a belief in people. Feel that. They feel I'm serious. They feel that other people may take me serious and that he actually might freaking do it. And that's what it is, man. I think it's this weird, not even confidence, because I'm not the most confident, but it's this curiosity that I wonder if I can. I'm the type of person that will try all this stuff that I've been doing of knocking on doors, calling people. I got this show idea. I'm trying to do this. Like, bro, I really do all this. Like, I make the calls. I used to have, let me tell you who, this is going to trip you out too. I used to have a fake assistant. Her name was Marie at Waters. Marie at Waters11@gmail.com. And what would happen is I would use that email account to reach out to companies and say, hey, I'm Marie at Waters. I'm representing Rashad Jennings. I would love this product, blah, 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 blah. I would love to set up a meeting on his behalf. Boom, send it. They get back, who is Rashad Jennings? This is when I was in college, bro. And then they would get back in touch with me, Marie. Marie then will introduce Rashad, me, and then I would handle it from there. So I had that buffer. I understood you needed that little buffer. Whatever, that's what people want, that's what they get. So I was already on that like mindset before I was in the NFL. I really think that it plays a role, seriously, of the doors opening. But man, I'm so curious to find out where the doors are. Like I'm hitting the wood trying to find out where's hollow and where's the studs. I do that. Not anybody else for me. So this little unlikely kid from this hometown where I'm at right this second, these things are happening because of the reasons I'm sharing. Nobody's doing this, man. Get on your knees and pray like it all depends on God. Get off your knees and work like it all depends on you. And somewhere between the two, you'll find your faith, not relying on one only. I'm a living witness of that. And so I encourage people to, yes, I recognize the blessings, but also recognize as I get older, what I'm doing to find myself in better positions. And I want to share that so other people can find themselves in better positions. And I see that a lot of people that listen to the advice come back and say, yo, it's working for me too. Good. Keep going. I'm telling you, man, I dare you, literally, you and anybody else that hear my voice, reach out to somebody that you don't know and try to start something you've never started. Make an event. What event? It don't matter. Make an event. Make a swing set event. What? I don't know. Everybody going to the park and swing. How you gonna do it? Don't ask me. Just do it. Call somebody. Ask them. It's an art. You get skillful at the things you keep practicing. Interview somebody. You want to get good at interviewing somebody? Interview somebody. Who do I interview? It don't matter. Just interview. Ask them a question. You already ask 50,000 questions every day of your life anyway. Might as well do it in the format of that. You know what I mean? Like all these things that we're trying to accomplish in life, man, is seriously right in front of us. We just are so monotonous. Bro, I think it's I've never drank or smoked a day in my life. I think something's up with my motherboard that operates it just a little bit different. And I don't think it's good or bad. I just said different. It's not good or bad. Trust me, I get in plenty of trouble. But it's not good or bad. I just think I got a different motherboard, man. And seriously.
Yes, indeed. Well, I tell you what, I'm again so proud of you. I'm looking forward to this show because I'm gonna reach out to CC and say, look, hey, hook me up with Rashad again. We got to talk about the show because
Dude,
I'll
let's
tell you
do it.
something. I'm not surprised. First of all, like I said, just spending this time with you, I knew what you were all about, but I'm even more fired up, and I am so happy again for your success. Your true blessing. You know, the thing is, I'm a firm believer in this. God has a plan for everyone. And when you came out, you made your debut to the world. When your mom had you. And by the way, again, my condolences to the death of your father, the loss of your father. God bless him and God bless you. But I just want you to know that a lot of young people are watching what you're doing and they are taking note. They said, well, Rashad Jennings can do it. You say, hey, a kid from Forest, Virginia, and there's a lot of success stories. You're one of them. And so thank you for, again, what you do, because there's a lot of young black men and young people in general that are taking note of what you're doing. So congratulations and good luck with the rest of the way. I know this is not the last. I mean, we talk a lot. So I'm gonna catch up with you again, and we go on that show. You and your show on HGTV or NBC, or heck, you know what? You might own your own network. Hey, Byron Allen did it. You can do that.
100% will, man. Hey,
He
hey, give
started as
me,
a
give me.
comedian on Real People back in the '70s. Now he's like a mogul. So, Rashad Jennings, you are going to be a mogul.
What?
You're already a
Real quick,
mogul, but you're going to be the big time mogul you want to be.
just since you said that, I'll go ahead and share this nugget, dude. To nugget two, I'm about to start stand up comedy. I'm trying that for the first time, so
I can
I'll
see
let you
that.
know how that go.
Hey, hey, just make sure, have the. If I sit in the front row, I'm gonna sit far back because I've been to those comedy shows. I'm gonna sit so far back, I'll be in the shadows. Will you? So look at that big head dude, that big head sports guy from Roanoke, Virginia, Jermaine Farrell. I see you. I see your head. I see your head.
It's
Bill
all good.
Head in the front row, though. Congratulations, my man. Hey, good luck with the song, and we'll catch back up again. And I'm always here for you. So whatever you need, hey, whatever you need, we here for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. See you later, Rashad.
All right. We'll talk to you. Peace.